Kia ora, hello everybody, and welcome to this video about the astrological energies affecting us from the weekend beginning Saturday the 23rd of November through the following week and until Sunday the 1st of December when we have a new moon in the sign of Sagittarius. My name is Fiona of Sun and Moon Calendar, and I make astrology calendars for New Zealand and Australia. And the main difference between those two calendars is that I've chosen special animals and birds to represent the different signs. So there's special animals and birds, mainly birds for New Zealand because there are so many birds, and there are special animals for Australia. Australian animals and birds, and my friend Tara Waters in Australia of Tara Waters Astrology helped me to select those animals, so that was really cool. You guys got awesome animals. And anyway, and the only other difference is the time difference. Apart from that, it's the same astrology, the same moon, the same sun and planets affecting all of us. So let's get into the astrology of this coming week. The two main things affecting us will be Mercury turning retrograde and the new moon in Sagittarius on the following Sunday. Let's go. Let's start with talking about the moon phase that we're in. At the beginning of this week, on the Saturday, 23rd of November, we've got the last quarter moon. So we had the full moon a week ago. That was a mixture of fun and disruption and some different stuff. And then the moon has gradually been losing its light, but the light has still been high and the energy has still been pretty high. But now we're coming down to the last quarter moon. And this is a time to complete things. There's a bit of tension because the moon is square the sun, and that drives us to get things done. And we're also reaping the rewards of that lunar month that we've just been through and are still going through. And then we come down over the coming week until we reach the point where the moon is conjunct the sun. It's next to the sun and it can't actually shine any light. So you can't even see that circle that I've got there. I just had to do a circle to show there was something that still exists. The moon is still there, but we can't see it. That is the quiet time, the new moon, the time to withdraw and go inwards. And it's a time of potentiality because things can be fertilizing within. New ideas will be starting to take form. And then when you see the new crescent moon in the sky early the following week, then it's time to get started and take action on those new things. Okay, the main events this week, what's going on? All right, well, this is going back in time, but we have just come out of that big moment of Pluto entering Aquarius for the last time in our lives, because we're going to have 20 years of Pluto in Aquarius. That's going to change society. And then after that, Pluto will move out of Aquarius and we'll never see it again in our lives, because it takes over 240 years to go right round the zodiac. So we've finished with Pluto and Capricorn. That's all done now. Goodbye to Pluto and Capricorn. And yeah, some really interesting politics and social change that we're all very aware of, and many of the things still underway, especially in New Zealand this recent weeks. Lots of stuff going on. But yeah, a new change, a new chapter of world history is what we've entered into in this last week. Okay. And on Tuesday, the 26th of November, Mercury will station retrograde. And this is kind of a little thing in the big picture. That whole Pluto moving into Aquarius, that's a really big thing in the big picture. Mercury stationing to go retrograde is little, because it happens 3 times a year, is a really regular part of our lives. And yet it's always worth talking about because it's one that we really tend to notice. And I think it's even a good gateway aspect or transit for people new to astrology, because I think you really notice it. And even people who aren't into astrology have heard of Mercury retrograde. And so Mercury is like It's like our secretary and our coordinator of our lives. Mercury is a really good left brain planet. So it's about analysis, communication, logic, thinking, and organizing, and making arrangements and planning. And when it goes retrograde, we have some troubles with that. So yeah, it's the closest planet to the sun, and the sun is like the ways we shine in the world and our creative spark and how we are the queens or the kings of our lives. And Mercury is our closest advisor in the ways that our sun expresses our soul. And it takes only 88 days to orbit the sun, so it goes around the sun 3 times a year. And because of the angles of Mercury with the Earth, that makes it seem like it's going retrograde as it moves around the sun. So that's why we get 3 Mercury retrograde periods a year. Okay? And it's very rarely visible, Mercury, but at the very beginning or the very end of its retrograde, you might see it. That's about as far as it gets from the sun, never more than 28 degrees, as I've got on that slide there. I have never managed to see Mercury, not yet. I haven't managed to see it. I'm a bit disappointed about that, but I'm going to keep trying. I think I just never managed to be looking with a good view to the west on a clear night, or good view of the east on a clear morning after the retrograde. At the moment, it will be an evening star, so good luck, you might see it. Okay, and there's another slide talking about how Mercury is the closest advisor to the sun, and the sun being our vitality, our ego, our creative spark, our shining ruler within. Yeah. Okay, and there are the dates for Mercury retrograde. So we have gone through the pre-shadow, the degrees that Mercury is going to retrograde over. They started on the 8th of November. And then during the retrograde, we're going to go back over those same degrees, and there'll be some stuff to sort out and clean up and tidy up. And we'll find out where we made mistakes or somebody else made mistakes, but we're the ones who have to sort it out. And we can be a bit, we can be like, let's see what's on. No, I haven't got anything else. But with Mercury retrograde, we can be like not so logical. And our left brain, that side that really helps us with things, can be a little bit more confused or vague. Yeah, so we make mistakes and everyone else around us does. And it's a really good time to go back over things and check things and to do research and planning. And if you can avoid committing to new plans and new ideas or new starts, that's probably better, because you may have to just redo it when Mercury goes direct again, which might be fine. That might be okay. But yeah, it just might mean it takes longer to get the stuff done. Okay, and just looking quickly at planetary placements this week, the sun is in Sagittarius, so we've still got that energy of optimism, energy, adventure, enthusiasm, the search for meaning and exploring different avenues to try and find the meaning of life. And Mercury being in Sagittarius too, that adds to that energy. There we go. So you can do planning for adventures and learn about other cultures and research about the meaning of life. And Venus is still in Capricorn, being more slow and more methodical and patient in love, money, romance, beauty. So that's quite nice. It's more serious. It's not always that real fun, over the top fantasy romance thing with Capricorn. It's more sensible, but they're still pretty happy together, those two. And Mars is in Leo, coming up to the retrogrades, but not yet, early December. But I'm already seeing things in my life where I feel like I'm just getting really frustrated and I really want to solve stuff and fix things. And I'm not able to, because I don't have power over everything that I want to have power over. And I reckon these things that I'm coming up against or facing up to, they're going to be just going coming back to me, and I'll be going over and over and getting more frustrated right through that Mars retrograde that's coming up, which is 7th of December to 24th of February. That's a long time. But anyway, it's not too often that Mars goes retrograde, and we'll come out of that much clearer. By the end of that, I'm sure these things that I'm dealing with it'll get sorted out. Or at least by the end of the post-shadow period, which is until May, quite a long time. And now looking at this week's aspects and transits, one by one. So the last quarter moon, as I mentioned on the Saturday, complete your tasks for the lunar month, let go of what is finished and review and reap the harvest or the rewards. And then on the Tuesday, Mercury stations retrogrades. So do expect delays and glitches and miscommunication, things going missing, plans going awry. And it's okay. It's all okay. Just be patient and know that it's over after Mercury finishes its retrograde 3 weeks later. And then on Wednesday, one that could feel nice and energizing and positive in terms of the taking action side of things is Sun trine Mars. So with this, you can have strong self-belief, confidence and enthusiasm, and enthusiastic driving forwards in a way that works well. So enjoy pursuing your creative projects and your ways of expressing yourself with energy and passion on that day. And then on Sunday, the 1st of December, we've got the new moon in Sagittarius. That's at 9 degrees 32 minutes of Sagittarius. So we can come to, after that new moon, some new starts in areas of involving travel, exploring the world, learning about other cultures, higher learning, like high-level learning, like university learning. Except because Mercury will be retrograde, it might be more time for research and exploring those options rather than jumping in the deep end and signing up instantly for something unless it's something you've been planning for already. Okay, but I'll talk more about that new moon in the next weekly forecast. There we go, everybody. That's all from me. Thank you for listening. And yeah, there wasn't as many transits going on this week, but we've got enough to think about with that Mercury retrograde. Please like, comment, or subscribe with the video. And if you'd like to order an Aotearoa or an Australia Sun and Moon calendar, please go to sunandmooncalendar.com and make your order there. And see you next time. Ka kite.